Hey everybody, how's it going? All right, I'm back with a new video today. I've been making some progress on my Scream cosplay, so did a little more modifying on my Gen 2 mask back there with the shroud. You can see in the picture here it does look a little bit different. I'm going to show you sort of what I did there and a little sneak preview of how it looks on. As well as I got some pickups from Gutter Garbs in this past week that I haven't opened, so I wanted to show you guys that as well. It is the April Fool's Day weekend, and I did manage to watch one of my favorite classics, April Fool's Day. So I wanted to see how many of you also watched it, or maybe do annually, or have never even seen it before. But yeah, those are just a few topics today I wanted to get into, so let's get into it. All right, so first things first, it's the April Fool's Day weekend. Today is actually Sunday the 2nd that I'm recording this. I probably won't get it out for a day or two, but just wanted to see if you guys watched April Fool's Day like I did. I watch this every single year. This is the Blu-ray I picked up actually not too long ago because for the longest time I had this other version here on Blu-ray right here. It's the Cinemacult line. A little bit more plain Jane. Inside is very, very plain. Nothing much to it there, but that's the one I have owned for a few years. But I did pick up this sweet copy here that I believe was issued by Scream Factory. Yes, it was. Yeah, so this version from Scream Factory has a lot of extras on it as well. It's not quite just as simple as this one. This one is kind of neat. It does have some different pictures and stuff on the back. I don't know how well you can see that. It is a little bit different, but it's nice having this copy as well. So the Scream Factory version has quite a bit of extras on it as well. This one, not so much, that I've had for a while, so that's kind of cool. But I really do enjoy this. I don't know how many of you watch it every year, or you know, maybe you don't, maybe you're not a big fan of it, I don't know, but I really enjoy this movie. I always thought it was so much fun, and it has that, you know, that campy Friday the 13th kind of feel to it. It's just a really fun movie. Amy Steele is great in it as well. There's a lot of familiar faces from you know, the 80s, that time period. You have you know, Larry from Summer School is in there playing Rob. You have Biff from Back to the Future, of course, in there playing Arch, and just some really funny characters. And I've always really enjoyed this movie. I just think it's a ton of fun. And I do remember the first time I saw it where I was kind of like, wow, you know, with the ending. I was a little surprised. But just wondering how many of you make this an annual tradition. Let me know in the comments what you think of April Fool's Day, or if you've ever seen it, or just what your story is with it, because I love this one. All right, so moving on, I got this sweet pickup from Gutter Garbs that I've been anxious to get opened. This has been sitting around for a little bit here. I just wanted to get an opportunity to open it on camera, as I like to do from time to time, and show you what is new from Gutter Garbs. Let's check it out. Okay, so once again, it's a couple of pickups I got from Gutter Garbs because, as you know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to get one shirt at a time with the shipping rates the way they are. It makes the shirts really expensive. When I get two, it just makes them kind of expensive. So I kind of make a habit of waiting until I have a couple for sure that I want. So it's always tough when there's just one release that I'd really like and I just can't really justify it. It's pretty rare when I get one, but got a couple here. And the first one up is this sweet design. This is called the Dream Master, and this is another design by Sam Coyne. That's Sam Hain 1992 on Instagram, social media. You will recognize him there. This is another one of those Get It or Regret It releases that was only out for I think it was 3 days or so that they have them out for, but custom. I really, really like these. I have a lot of Sam's designs from the Nightmare on Elm Street series that he's put out through Gutter Garbs. I don't think I have every single one, but I have a lot. And this one is the Dream Master. This is part 4. I really love this design. Check this out. Really, really beautiful design here. I thought he did a fantastic job on Freddy here. The detail in his face is just excellent. He's got the redness in his eyes. The glove looks badass. The detail in his hand, amazing. And of course, the junkyard behind him, such an iconic scene. The 4 blades of his glove coming out of the ground with the burning fire. We all know what happened there. Very, very cool design. Sam, definitely one of the best artists out there today. He's always putting out just amazing work all the time, and this is no exception. So once again, Sam Coyne, that's Sam Hain 1992, on Instagram and social media, and this is from Gutter Garbs. Okay, so moving on to the next one in the theme of Maximum Overdrive. Like you may have noticed this Happy Toys t-shirt I am wearing that I recently picked up from Fright Rags. I showed you guys in the last video this one, as well as the really nice hoodie I got from them with the, the Green Goblin face on the front and that awesome design on the back from Justin Osborne. Love it. So let's take a look at what Gutter Garbs put out for Maximum Overdrive. So I'm sure I mentioned the last time I was talking about Maximum Overdrive is that I was pretty obsessed with this truck. The Green Goblin was my favorite Marvel villain. And of course, Spider-Man was my favorite Marvel superhero. So I really, really partial to the Green Goblin. And this truck just kind of blew my mind when I was a kid. So I thought it looked absolutely awesome. And this design is amazing as well. So, so cool. Had to pick this sucker up. So this is Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive, and it says "Who Made Who" at the bottom. Check that out right there. Once again, gorgeous design with the goblin on the front, and it's got sort of the damaged side a little bit where it's on fire. All sorts of the vehicles plowing through, with this amazing Happy Toys Green Goblin truck leading the way. Such a cool design. Really, really like this. Love that they put out Maximum Overdrive licensing this year. This is just another really, really sweet looking design. Once again, from Gutter Garbs. Well done. All right, guys, and here is a little look at the Scream Gen 2 mask that I have been working on for a while. So you will remember that this mask is part of the costume that I bought back in, pretty sure it was late 1997, right around Halloween. I think that's when those costumes finally started to drop. I did have that Gen 1 mask at the time. That's the glow-in-the-dark fearsome faces down there. This is one that came with the Scream labeling and the costume, but of course it only had a bib down here that just started right up in here, and it was just the bottom half like this, so the top was totally open. And you might remember some of the videos I've done in the past on this that showed there was a little bit of a tear in the top of the mask I had to fix, and I put an ultra white shroud on it, which is what this is. That's where this thing came from, just because I had one handy. I mean, if I had a nice cotton one or something, I probably would have used that, but the poly looked fine, and I figured it was suitable for what I wanted to do, so I went through a lot of trouble to re-sew on a new poly shroud for this particular Gen 2, just so I could use it with my cosplay, because I did not want to alter the fabric or do any cutting on this original mask whatsoever, because I know it would hurt the value so much. Whereas this one, being a bib mask, it only had the fabric on the bottom and nothing on anyway, so I figured it's best for me to use this one because the mold it's so similar to the other one. They are the same mold, but again, this is a Gen 2 mold. It's slightly different. It's more like the ones from Scream 2. But as you can tell, they are very similar. These are both Fun World Division masks. So anyway, what I did with this one is I put that new shroud on, and as you know, it had the tassels hanging down and everything, and I took a few shots so you guys could see sort of what it looked like. Far from done though. I wanted to get rid of the tassels, of course, because the real costume does not use the tassels on the side. There are none, you know, it's basically just a black shroud with the mask. So what I did is I wanted a nice smooth seam for the front of the mask. I didn't want to just go and cut it off and have this fraying, ugly looking thing. So I pulled it back and I basically just trimmed it. I cut it in this direction sort of so it didn't have any pieces sticking out, whereas if I cut it like that, you'd sort of almost get a pocket you'd have to close. So I sort of cut it up at an angle after I moved it back, and I sewed it along the sides. You can sort of see right along here, I just sewed it along here, and on the other side I did the same thing, just put a cut in here, sewed it along here, and then I went up to the very middle of the mask here and I sewed it a little bit as well to help hold it back so that it's not going to flip forward on me. So I had that much done and it was looking really good. I took some pictures of that as well and it would work great for the costume. But there is a strip of Velcro inside my robe that John made for me. And it's supposed to have a strip of Velcro on the top of the mask to help secure the hood in place so it doesn't move around too much on you. So I did want to put that on this one, and again it was another reason why I wanted to use a different shroud for this mask, because again I didn't want to put on Velcro or alter that one in any way whatsoever. So I mean I could use that with it, but I end up having to tie the tassel behind my head and I have a huge head, it's pretty hard to do. So rather than go to all that trouble, I figured a Gen 2 is your best bet. It's still really accurate, it's a super nice mask. Still reeks of vanilla. So cool. This one doesn't glow in the dark like that one does. That's an original Fearsome, like I said, that does glow in the dark. This one doesn't, but still smells like vanilla, like strongly, and looks fantastic. So I thought, why not? You know, let's put a shroud on here that I can alter, that I'm not going to be worried about every little tiny detail, because it just has to fit right and look right underneath the robe. So what I did is I almost had everything all ready and I thought, okay, well I have to put this Velcro up on the top. Now the Velcro piece, it's a little bit weird because the piece inside the hood is quite a bit far forward. So if I wanted to put this back a bit, I would have almost no overhang of the hood. It would be like way up here. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to have some overhang. In most shots that I've seen of Ghostface in the original film, actually in most of the films, the hood does hang over a bit, you know, like it has that look that you can get that's, you know, sort of like a Grim Reaper, you know, and I didn't want it right up. So what I did was I sewed the strip on nice and centered, kind of right on the top, just a little bit behind, as close to the front as I could. Where I was still not going to see it. And you're not. I mean, you can see a lot of fabric here. You don't really notice it underneath the hood at all. But another thing that's a little crazy is that this Velcro here, the firm sticky side, not the, well, I shouldn't say sticky, but the scratchy side and not the fuzzy side. The scratchy side will grab that Lurex material that Ghostface robes are made out of, that have that shiny woven fabric in there. It'll grab it so fast and it will immediately start to want to tear out the shiny parts of the robe. Found that out the hard way when I went and accidentally touched it just with the hand. The hand started pulling some of it off the finger and I was like, oh my God. So you kind of have to be careful, because really all you need is pretty much this piece, because it sticks so well to that hood anyway. You probably don't even need that other piece, but I still use it and it still fits on there very well. But here, I'll show you a few shots of what it looks like, maybe give you a few still images and a little short video I did here. It's nothing crazy. Like I said, I don't really get a chance to get out and do a lot of awesome shots, as I'm pretty much on my own. You kind of need a friend to be able to, you know, go out and take pictures with, especially in a Ghostface outfit, because, you know, with smartphones nowadays and the gloves that are built into the suit, there's just no way it's going to work with your phone on. You'd have to take your arm right out of the sleeve and try to use your phone. So when I took the videos, I just shot a straight video, did a bunch of shots, and then pulled some single shots off of that particular video, because it's really hard to do them by yourself. So This is all I have for now, but it'll at least give you an idea of what it sort of looks like. I just took a few shots here, so take a look and let me know what you think. Overall, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks fantastic. I really think having a nice looking mold really makes the Ghostface costume. Like, I love an original like this. It just looks so unique. You don't get to see a lot of these around these days. Most people that are doing cosplay have you know, Easter Unlimited. There's some really cool Easter Unlimited ones as well that look great, and of course are used in some of the later movies as well. But it is nice having a Fun World division, something that is so old like this. And again, it was great having it all this time. You know, it's not like I had to go out and try to source something like this to do it. I mean, like, I bought these new, you know, well over 25 years ago now. So, or, well, definitely over 25 years ago. I wouldn't say well over, but it was a long time ago. So it really paid off having kept these and kept them in decent shape all this time. I never thought I'd be using them to this level I am today, but I'm glad I hung on to them because they are very, very hard to get and they're worth quite a bit of money. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I'd like to take some better action shots, but again, like I said, it's a hard thing to do when you're on your own and you don't have a ton of time either. So anyway, hopefully I'll get a few more shots as time goes on, and I do plan on wearing this outfit to the expo later in the year, the Edmonton one anyway. The Calgary one, because I'm only going for a day and I'm looking to get an autograph or two, maybe a few pictures, I probably won't be in cosplay. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to, just because of how crazy the day is going to be. You know, and Calgary is a good 3.5 hour drive for me one way. So, you know, I'm looking at 7 hours of driving alone just in the day. So, probably won't be doing the cosplay in Calgary, but I will be in Edmonton. And yeah, I really think this made a huge difference. So here's another quick look for you, just to give you an idea. So I sewed the sides up at an angle like that. And overall, yeah, very, very happy with it. Vanilla! All right, there we go, back in its place where I've been storing it. I think that's not a bad spot for it. I'd put it on my shelf with the other one, but that's actually my landline phone that's up there. So you might be wondering why it's not movie accurate or whatever. It's just because it's my landline phone, and I thought, well, if my phone has to be down here, what better place to put it than next to that Ghostface mask, right? Why not? Looks decent like that, I think. It's a nice touch. Anyway, okay, so that'll pretty much do it for the pickups and the news on the Ghostface cosplay. Like I said, hopefully I'll have some more pictures of that in the not too distant future. And I do have some more pickups coming here and there, as always. So I do appreciate you watching, and I also wanted to give a quick shout out to one of the guys I follow on YouTube who's really been building his channel quickly. His name is Steven Spencer. So I just wanted to give you a quick shout out, Steven. If you don't follow Steven, I'm going to put a link in the description so you can check out his channel. He puts out a ton of content, like all the time, like pretty much non-stop. You know, it's like if it's not every day, it's every other day. He's got a new video out. Just a really nice guy, big horror fan, and he usually has fun stuff that he's posting, and his channel has grown so fast. So be sure to check out Steven's channel. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link in the description as well so you can. And I wanted to thank him for his support as always. He always sends me lots of encouraging messages, and he enjoys the channel, so I do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Steven. As for the rest of you guys, I really appreciate you watching the video as always, and we will see you again hopefully real soon for another one. Take care, guys.